tearing my heart, but a weight off my chest. Set fire to the rest. I can see through the smoke, but the pain is still fresh. And I still think about the life that I lived when you and me were at our best. But our love ran cold with the words we said. I lost you, yeah, I know too well. Thought it through, but it hurt like hell. If I see you again, I'll be someone else. I lost you, but I found myself. I'm talking to the walls. Now it's only me when the midnight calls.
what's the altitude on those low lines?
Good afternoon. Welcome to the 2025 U.S. National Aerobatic Championship in Kansas. My name is DJ Molney. I'm the Judges Program Chair for the IAC. I've competed advanced in the Extra 300L and Giles G200. I'm here with a gentleman who has taken more than a few decades off from his competition aerobatic career in order to do some other activities, but he's back at it now, competing in intermediate. He's done pretty well this year, a third place and a first place finish, but he's probably better known for entertaining literally tens of millions of people at air shows around the world, and he's the 2015 inductee to the IAC Hall of Fame. I'm joined by Mr. Sean D. Tucker. Hi, Sean.
DJ, I'm just honored to be here, right here at the United States National Championships. It's last time I was at Nationals was 38 years ago. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It is really pretty cool.
The sound you hear was Steve Grohsmeyer, our first competitor going by flying the low lines, 100 meters off the deck. It's the minimum altitude for the unlimited category. We're getting ready for the free known program. Now, those of you familiar with your typical IAC sequences of a known, a free, and an unknown may not be familiar with this. The free known takes figures dictated by the international body called SIVA, and at the beginning of the year they say, well, here's a bunch of figures, string them together any way you like into a sequence. You can use some simple connectors to kind of hang them together, and the pilots then take these known figures and then assemble them into their own format. So each pilot's going to fly many of the same figures as the others, but potentially in different orders, and we'll call them as they happen, and just give you commentary as to what's going on under IAC rules. All right, that was Steve Grohsmeyer finishing the low lines. Under IAC rules, we are not to comment on the quality of the figures, but we'll tell you what's expected, what the grading criteria may be, and during the actual sequence, our intrepid cameraman Forrest Fox will be following the aircraft as it flies. The low lines are complete. Steve is cleared into the box for a safety maneuver. There's a list of 10 figures the pilots can choose from in order to exercise their aircraft's inverted systems, oil and fuel, to stretch out the belts and situate themselves in the airplane. The lower categories, primary sports and intermediate, do not have that option because they don't do a lot of negative G. They can just roll the airplane inverted, let it sit there a moment and roll it upright. Different deal for the advanced and unlimited. So we're going to see some kind of safety figure from Steve here. And he's rolled inverted, given it a couple of pushes on the stick. And we're expecting to come back and fly a full figure in a moment. It is a beautiful day in Solana. Temperatures in the 80s, a few mare's tails in the sky. Otherwise, that's about it. Okay, looks like he's coming in doing kind of inverted cube at 8, really giving the thing some negative G there. Again, just a safety figure, not being scored by the judges. We're situated, I don't know, 50 yards behind the judges' line. There's a crew of 5 grading judges, each of whom has an assistant and a recorder. Our chief judge today, Hector Ramirez. Hector has chiefed the unlimited category for many years on end now, assisted by his wife Lori and several other folks who help manage the radio, scan the score sheets, etc. So it takes quite an operation to do the scoring for one of these flights.
You know, I've known Steve for over 30 years. I flew with him that long ago. We came out to get into aerobatics after all his test flying. He was working for Boeing on the V-22 Osprey, and he did the first aerial refueling. He's just such a talented guy. And I hadn't seen him. And I just saw him yesterday on the line, and he's 74 years old flying unlimited. What amazing hero. Oh, amazing. Gosh, what a hero. Yep. And he's smooth. I mean, it's really nice just watching him fly the lines. I notice his power's back because he's just relaxed in the box, taking it easy. And I'm wondering if he's going to put his power, he's coming in now.
Okay, we have wing wags. Here we go. This is a busy sequence. I'll call the figures out as they go. It starts with a double roll. And All right, here comes the double roll. 2-point roll opposite. There's 1, 2 points, half loop up. At the top of the half loop, he's going to do 3 points of a 2-point roll, that is, say 3 half rolls, 1, 2, and 3, and then inside snap and a half in the same direction. Okay, end of figure 1. Wow, so from there, he's going to push to the vertical. And he started near the bottom of the box. He's got to be close to the top by now. He's going to push over to a 45 down line upright. Inside 3/4 snaps, he's going to snap to knife edge, and then an opposite 3/4 aileron roll. Continuing the figure, he's going to pull vertical and cap off, which is to say, finish the figure upright. End of figure 2. Into figure 3 now. It is a 1 1/4 upright spin. Waiting for the nose drop. There it comes. There's the rotations, 1 1/4. 2 of 4 opposite, so 2/4 rolls. He went to the left and the spin goes to the right. Now pulls vertical. This is a double Humpty bump, is the overview of the whole maneuver. Going to pull to the vertical. 3/4 outside snap on the vertical. That'll pull some energy out of the airplane. And he's going to push over another half radius, still in figure 3. That's a long one. 2 of 8 on the down, 1/4 opposite, pull level, exit downwind, end of figure 3. Figure 4 is a horizontal S that begins with a full roll, 5/8 looping segment. From the inverted 45 down, he will do a 2-point roll. 1, 2, and he will push another 5/8 loop. So here, whatever G's he pulled on the first radius, he's pushing on the second. 3/4 roll one way, 1 3/4 opposites. It's a lot of rolls. End of figure 4. Figure 5 is a rolling turn where he will turn 270 degrees while rolling the airplane first in the same direction as the turn. And after the first roll, he will do a half roll in the opposite direction. So he's rolling left, turning right. If that doesn't blow your mind, nothing will.
That's awesome.
Figure, lost track of the figure number, but he pushes vertical from there to another Humpty bump, pushes over the top of the Humpty, a half radius, and it looks like a 1 3/4 roll on the down line. 1 3/4. Pull the horizontal end of figure. Now on figure 7, it's a hammerhead. Pull vertical, half roll, full inside snap, same direction. And then the hammerhead pivot is next. This is where the airplane yaws 180 degrees to go from straight up to straight down. Okay, there's the pivot. A full roll on the down line and push out. So he will finish this figure inverted, going downwind. Next figure is a tail slide. Starts with a push to the vertical, a 2-point roll. Now, he will pull the power out. The aircraft will slide backwards. He's required to slide back at least 1/2 fuselage length. He did that and more. Wheels up slide, and now he's hit the vertical down line is required, 2 of 2. Pull recovery, finishing upwind into figure 9. Pull to a 45 up, 4 points of an 8-point roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push to the vertical, 1/4 roll, hammerhead pivot. There's the pivot, and a 1 1/4 outside snap that should have him finishing upright downwind, and there it is. Last figure. Wow, a lot of stuff so far. It's a shark tooth, pull to the vertical, 2 of 4. 2/4 rolls, there's 1, there's 2. Push to a 45 down line. One 1/4 inside snap. So again, he will snap all the way around and another 1/4 to knife edge, and then 1 1/4 rolls opposite using just the ailerons. Exit upwind, end of figure, end of sequence, and the first competition flight is in the books.
Awesome.
That was a
Good job.
That
Boy,
was
that's
a lot of flying, man.
That's a lot of work, and it's really hard on the body. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just really hard on the body, and to remember all that. All the pushes. How many negative do you think he was pushing?
Well, I was trying to think about that. He was certainly doing at least 6 positive, so probably 5 to 6 negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most people have never done negative G. And the best thing I can compare it to is if you've ever had like a real sinus cold and then you bend over and your head kind of feels like a balloon. It's a lot like that.
Well, high negative is dangerous. I mean, detaching your retinas, getting the wobblies, and you got to build your body up to it to get acclimated. And that worries me. On these guys are gladiators, and the women here flying this. How do you say gladiatrix? I mean, these guys are the best we have in the country, and I am so delighted to see how well they're flying. It's just something else.
It is.
They're well trained. They're artists. But that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Can I give Steve a star for participating?
Absolutely.
A gold star. Yes,
We are not to score the figures.
No,
but I
I'm
think a
not
gold star
scoring.
for participation
Yep.
is
Okay.
entirely appropriate.
Okay.
All right. We're now waiting for Luke Penner. I see him up in the hold.
I just flew with Luke in Canada. He has a flight school there. He's a DPE in Canada. He's coming in. Or he's going to do a warm-up figure too as well, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't see
No
any wing wags, so. Yep.
Great family business, very successful.
Is that Harv's there?
Harv's there, yeah.
Okay.
I met his dad. It was just so much fun. It was a really low-key contest. They really welcomed everybody, very passionate. All the flight instructors volunteered, which was great. And I says, and the students volunteered. And Luke says, I get them every year because they love it for the first year and they want to work real hard. So they do all the hard work. We just get to fly. But it was really fun, and I've really enjoyed watching Luke fly. I mean, to see somebody this, and he's got to be like late 30s maybe, and he is just really a passionate, talented guy. And to see him come along is just awesome.
Yeah, yeah. If you're just joining us, my name's DJ Molney, doing commentary at the U.S. National Aerobatic Championships, accompanied by none other than Sean D. Tucker. Luke has finished his safety figure. It's got a neat looking extra. It's kind of got an old-timey paint scheme. Instead of white paint, it's like that kind of cream color that they had in the 30s with a red nose on it. And it's simultaneously a modern heavy-duty acro machine and a bit of a throwback in terms of the decor.
Well, extras, the 330 SCs and XXs that's most of the guys are flying unlimited in those days.
Yeah. Very, very popular. 330 SC, single seat, probably, I don't know, what's your opinion, equally good for competition and air shows?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure. Steve flies an MX, but boy, the engineering and everything on this airplane that Walter Exter did is just, it's magical. It is really a work of art too.
Once upon a time I had an offer to take a 330 SC up, and I passed on it for reasons I can no longer recall, and I still regret it. Yeah. But maybe someday.
I'm pretty sure they'll one of those guys will let you fly, but not at the contest, after. After the Nationals. Yeah. How do you think his nerves are right now?
Luke has always struck me as a real cool, calm, and collected kind of guy, unruffled, So I think he's all business.
Thank you, Buck.
Those are Canadians, They are just cool, calm, and collected.
There you go. He just called in on the radio that he's on base leg. He's about to dive into the box.
He's got a feathered friend in the box too.
Yeah, fortunately that bird's a lot lower than
he's out of the box.
Last year when I was chiefing advance, we had one competitor who had to break off a figure to dodge a bird, so we let him fly that one again, but I got everybody's attention. All right, in comes Luke now, figure one. This is the hammerhead that we saw last flight, only this time it's the first figure, pulled a 45, 4 of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, push to vertical, quarter roll. Now the hammerhead pivot, where you yaw the airplane 180 degrees and bring it back down. 1 1/4 outside snap. Exit upright and downwind. end of figure. Figure 2. This is the full double roll, excuse me, into a horizontal S, so 5/8 of a radius here. Two-quarter rolls, also known as 2 of 4, another 5/8 radius, finish inverted at the top of the radius. Okay, so he just did a half a loop up, and now for figure 3, despite burning off or slowing down all that energy by going up, he has to push right to the vertical and climb some more. And this is not something you do with just your average airplanes, put it that way. 3/4 inside snap on the 45 down line. 3/4 roll opposite, excuse me. Pull to vertical, figure still ongoing. And then cap off to finish upright. End of figure 3. Figure 4 starts with a 1 1/4 upright spin. So we want to see the nose drop and pitch and yaw and roll all at the same time. 2 of 4 opposite direction from the spin. He's now on the y-axis coming towards the judges. Pulls back half a loop, so he's going back up again. 3/4 outside snap on the up. Now he has to push a half a loop to the vertical down again. With a 2 of 8 roll one direction, 1/4 roll opposite. Pull out to finish upright, headed downwind, end of figure 4. Figure 5, pull vertical. Full roll on the upline. Pull to an inverted 45 down. It's always an interesting sight picture for new aerobatic pilots hanging from their straps headed downhill on a 45-degree angle. 1 1/2 outside snaps and a full roll opposite. Pull to the horizontal, end of figure. Next figure is a tail slide, pull vertical. 3 of 2. There's 1, 2, and 3 half rolls. This is a wheels up slide, so the airplane backs up and then pitches down so the wheels are towards the ground. You're allowed to swing past the vertical, then a double roll. Pull out, exit downwind, end of figure. Figure 7. It's a shark tooth. Pull to the vertical, roll in half. Push 45 down. So from vertical, he pushes the stick forward until he's on a 45-degree down line. Inside, snap and a half. Roll and a half, same direction. There it is. Pull out, upwind, end of figure. Now a humpty bump, pull vertical, 3 of 4 roll. Pull a half radius until he's headed straight down again. 3/4 inside snap. Pull out, exit downwind, end of figure. We have another horizontal S now. Starts with a full roll, then a 5/8 radius. .45 down, 2 of 2. Push, 5/8 radius. This may be the hardest push in the sequence for Luke. With a 3/4 roll, one direction, 1 3/4 opposite. End of figure, and then he finishes it with that rolling turn, 270 degrees of turn, with 1 roll to the inside, 1 full roll, and then a half roll to the outside for the final 90 degrees of turn. And here he is bringing it around. End of figure, end of sequence. That's it for Luke.
He worked it really hard. That was awesome.
He did.
Good on you, Luke. I watched his 4-minute free, and he's a dancer. He's a sky dancer. He was just really up in Canada. Good on you, Luke.
I wonder if he's registered for the 4-minute free here. I hope so.
I hope so too.
I had the privilege of judging the 4-minute free last year at Nationals. It was the first time I ever did. Just awesome to have a front row seat to something like that. Better, you know, it's your own private air show in a way. You and
it's done safely. What I love about this is the reverence that all these competitors have of the opportunity to fly, to do it safely, and it's a very nurturing environment. You know, I fly in air shows, and I love flying air shows. I just thought it was just awesome. And you're there to inspire, thrill, and educate. But if you traumatize, that didn't do your job. You hurt yourself. And this is such a great platform to build the next generation of airshow pilots. Luke's going to be a great airshow pilot. Goody's a great airshow pilot. Jeff Burton's a magnificent airshow pilot. And they all came from the IEC. Charlie Hillard, our first world champion. Leo Lautenslager. All of them came from the IEC, and there was building blocks to have the reverence. And that's what, the reason I'm alive today is because I had such great mentors from the IEC 40 years ago.
That's a great testament.
Yeah, no, it is just awesome. And the passion that the people have for flight and just its art form and the respect they have for each other. This is truly a magnificent club, and I haven't been here in so long because you're out on your own on the road, and to be back and to see it grow and see, I mean, it's really, I mean, the level of flying now is I'm stunned on how hard everybody's working, and the level of flying is so great and how it's progressed, but the fraternity and the friendship is what's really important. Everybody's got everybody's back here.
Yeah.
It's pretty wonderful.
Yep.
And if we're going to have a successful air show industry in North America, they got to come from the IEC. That's it, or it's not going to happen.
Yep. And history shows you right. And I was kidding around at the outset. I downplayed your prior competition career, but you took home a national championship trophy.
Yeah, I did. And I only made it up through the advanced category. And the commitment you need to make it to the eliminated category is, okay, here's Kate.
Yep, she's doing her safety maneuver now. This is Ekaterina, known as Kate Volkova. I believe she's from Russia originally, resides in the U.S. now. She's also flying an extra.
And she's only been flying competition since 2022, and she's on an unlimited level pilot. She's put her time in.
Yeah, there are some people who just come in and just zoom up the ranks, you know, with competence. They're good at it.
Yeah, she has a great coach. You know,
who does she work with?
It's a Russian guy.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Well, it's just because my brain's a little old. I'll remember.
It'll come back. Yeah.
She has a great coach, though, and he's with her all the time, and she's dedicated her life to this. She flies every day. Besides having a real job, it's important to her. Which is just awesome to see that commitment.
That's how you get that level of achievement, as opposed to, you know, a hobbyist such as myself. You know, go out and fly a little on the weekends. And, okay, so she's finished her safety maneuver. Looks like she's back at altitude. That's how fast these airplanes climb. She went from the bottom of the box to pretty close to the top in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, she's just called left base.
She's on base for the box. About ready to turn in.
Did you give me hers?
Yeah, that's the one. You
okay.
got it. Yep.
This is very similar.
Just making sure we got the right sequences. This may be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a little different. Yeah, just a little. Everybody has their personality, don't they?
They do, and they have figures they'd rather you know, lead with or follow with, depending on difficulty and that sort of thing. Wing wags. First, this is that 45 upline to a hammerhead. And she's underway. There's the 45, a 4 of 8. Now push from there to the vertical up, another quarter roll on the upline. And the hammerhead pivot is next.
She's going to the right.
Unusual choice. 1 1/4 outside snaps. Pull to horizontal, end of figure 1. Figure 2 is a tail slide. Pull to the vertical, 3/4 roll on the upline. My bad, 3 of 4 on the upline. So 3/4 rolls. This is a wheels up slide, so she will flop with the landing gear facing the sky, and now she's headed back downhill again. 1 1/4 rolls, and she will finish going upwind and upright. Figure 3 is a double roll, starts with a double roll to a half loop up. 1 1/2 outside snaps at the top. There's 1 1/2 and 1 1/2 aileron rolls opposite. Maybe in between we should talk about aileron rolls versus snaps for any newcomers in the audience. From here into figure 4, it's a push to the vertical. Again, after all those energy sapping maneuvers, that airplane still has enough oomph to get to the vertical and climb several hundred feet. Now she's on a 45 down line for 3/4 inside snap. There it is, and 3/4 roll opposite, pull to the vertical, cap off, end of figure. The next maneuver is a double humpty that begins with a spin. So it's 1 1/4 spin, 2 of 4 opposite. 1, 2, now she's on the y-axis, pull to the vertical. 3/4 outside snap will put her back onto the x-axis. I guess I should explain those terms in a moment. She pushes over the top, half a loop. So she's pointed straight down again, 2 of 8, 1/4 roll opposite. Pull out, headed downwind, end of figure. Next figure is a shark tooth, pull to the vertical, full roll. There's a lot of speed going into that, so she can afford to wait on the roll and then draw a nice line after the roll. Now she'll pull back on the stick to get that 45 inverted down line. 3 of 2. 1, 2, 3. She's upright again, pull to the vertical. Half roll. And you've heard me use the term cap off, meaning to finish upright. She is going to, quote, lay out, end quote, which means to finish the figure inverted. From there, she'll pull straight down, 3/4 roll, into a double humpty. So, sorry, 3 of 4. I said the wrong thing again. She's pulling to the vertical from there. Nothing on the upline, just goes straight up for a while. Now another half loop, so she comes straight down. Three-quarter inside snap, finish upright and downwind. End of figure, number 8, pull vertical, 1 1/4 rolls, push a half loop down, this is a humpty bump. Three-quarter inside snap on the down line. Finish upright, upwind. Now the horizontal S, full roll, 5/8 radius. Two of 2. Push 5/8 radius. And this will be the hardest push in her sequence, surely. 3/4 roll to knife edge, 1 3/4 roll opposite. End of figure, and now that rolling turn, which everybody seems to save for last. 270 degrees of turn with 1 roll to the inside, meaning she's turning left, rolling left, and then a half roll to the outside. She continues to turn left, but now is rolling right. Think about what you have to do with the controls to make that happen. End of figure, end of sequence. That was Kate Volkova.
Next we got Rob Bond from Knoxville, Tennessee. He's an instructor at the University of Tennessee, flying an extra 300L.
Wow.
Wow, it's right.
Yeah, I really enjoyed owning a 300L. I flew it about 700 hours. It was great for advanced. He will fly that airplane to its limits.
Oh, for sure.
For unlimited,
oh, for sure.
I would say.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, 25 years ago, it was probably the most capable airplane you could get, at least out of a factory. And Extra themselves have surpassed it, as has MX and SBUC and Gamebird, and so technology marches on.
And Rob's here. Hey Rob, will you bring a warm-up figure? Negative. Just a belt check. Okay. The box is yours. Have a good flight.
Okay, Rob's just going to do a belt check.
And the box is mine.
I just want to make a comment. You can buy a lot of gas and still make it look good. If you buy a lot of gas, you can make that airplane look good. But he's going to take it to the limit. You're right.
I have heard it said that they who puts the most gas through the engine tends to do the best.
That's right.
Yeah, so Rob is skipping the option for the safety figure, and he's going to start with a double roll to a half loop up. Once he gets going, he's doing his belt check now. Roll the airplane inverted, make sure the oil pressure stays up, the fuel flow stays up, nothing's loose in the cockpit. Snug down the belts, and here it comes diving into the box, and wing wags. Dip the wings 3 times towards the judge to signal that you are in fact starting your sequence. All right, so double roll to a half loop up. There's 1 and 2 rolls, half loop up. At the top, this will be that outside snap and a half. And a double roll and a half, same direction, end of figure. From there, he's finished inverted, he will push to the vertical. And you can see the difference between the 300L and the 330SC. Rob got it vertical. He got some climb out of it, he drew the required line. We don't grade differently for long lines and high horsepower, but the difference in the aircraft is pretty evident as he's flying along. So that was 3/4 inside snap, 3/4 opposite, he pulls to the vertical, and we'll cap off end of figure. Next comes that double Humpty that begins with a 1 1/4 spin. So from upright flight, cuts the throttle, waits for the stall, pushes the rudder, spins the aircraft 1 3/4 times towards the ground with 2/4 rolls opposite, pulls back to the vertical, 3/4 outside snap on the vertical, push over the top of the second Humpty bump, 2 of 8 on the down line, followed by 1/4 opposite, pull out upright and downwind end of figure. Figure 4, this is that 45 up line with 4 of 8, followed by push to vertical, 1/4 roll on the up. Hit that 1/4 early, there it is, and now a hammerhead pivot. 1 1/4 outside snaps on the down line. Okay. Finish upright and upwind, end of figure. Figure 5 is the wheels up tail slide. Pull to the vertical. There it is. There's the pull. 1 1/4 rolls. Cut the power, and then slide backwards, and the airplane will swap ends with the wheels up during the flip. There it is. 1 1/4 inside snaps on the down line. Critical that these pilots snap in the proper direction because he's required, as he did, to finish upright and downwind. Next is something we call a bow tie. Pull to a 45, 1 1/2 rolls. From there, he will pull to a vertical down line with a full inside snap. Pull to a 45 up again. 4-point roll, so 4/4 rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, cap off end of figure. Figure 7 starts with a 2-point roll. 1, 2, half snap opposite, half loop down, with a 4-point roll on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, end of figure. Next figure is a shark tooth pull to the vertical. 2 of 4. Push 45 down. Just hanging on the prop there, gets it over the top. 4 of 4 on the 45 down line. Pull out end of figure. Now we have that lay down S, so a full roll, a horizontal S I should say, to a 5/8 radius. Establish a 45 inverted down line. 2 of 2. Push 5/8 radius. Three-quarter roll, one direction. 1 3/4 roll opposites. Like most of the other competitors, Rob has designed his sequence to put the rolling turn last. And now here it goes. It's a 270 roller, 1 to the inside, half to the outside. So he's just finished the inside roll. Now we'll reverse the direction of roll while keeping the direction of turn the same. End of figure, end of sequence.
Wow. He was working really hard.
He worked really hard, but he got through it.
He got through it.
Yep.
Wow.
And you
Wow.
know, we're talking here about an airplane with 300 horsepower that probably weighs 1,500
Oh.
pounds, 15 and
Oh.
a quarter. This is not a low-performing aircraft.
Yeah.
This just goes to show the difficulty of the sequence and,
Oh,
and the level of
unbelievable.
equipment you need in order to fly.
Unbelievable. I own 2 extras, 300s. With each, I bought them new. They each got 4,000 hours apiece on them.
Holy smokes.
And I wouldn't even consider that. Man, that's asking a lot of that airplane. He did. That was great.
Yep.
That was great.
Yep. Well, back around 98, 99, a gentleman named Phil Knight, I believe,
Oh, yeah.
was the U.S. national champion
Yeah.
in a 300L and
Yep.
Unlimited.
Yep.
But the category, as the airplanes get better, the category gets harder.
Yeah, that's correct.
The category keeps up with the equipment, basically.
Now it's just our bodies keeping up with the equipment.
Yeah. So I said we were going to talk a little bit about the different kinds of rolls. Aileron rolls are ones where you move the stick to the side, and the ailerons are what makes the aircraft rotate. Snap rolls, by contrast, you bring the airplane to a critical angle of attack, almost ready to stall, and then you mash a rudder. And that has the effect of stalling the inside wing while the outside wing keeps flying. And so one wing is propelling you into that roll, and that's the snap.
Mm-hmm.
Snaps are hard to do well, aren't
Timing and feel.
they? Timing and feel.
Yeah. They are hard.
All right.
Who's up now? We got Craig
Gifford.
Gifford. Yeah. He's been at 12 nationals. First year is 2007. Retired banker, and now he's just passionate about this art form. He was, I don't know Craig very well, and I was out practicing the other day, and he just came up and he got on the radio and he wanted to critique me, just to help me out.
Nice.
I mean, this is what's so cool about this.
Yeah.
You know, I just met him once. He's on the radio, and he's an unlimited competitor, a judge, been around. He called me up and said, "You want a little critique?" I said, "Heck yeah." So this is what it's all about, you know.
Yep. It is that kind of sport. Competitors help one another. Many a time I've seen someone's airplane break down. Somebody will say, well, hey, fly mine. It's that kind of community. And you're right at what you said earlier. People really look out for each other's safety.
Yeah, that's
you know,
great.
We all make sure everybody looks good, is hydrated, is feeling well.
And flying well.
And flying well. You know, somebody will say something to you if it looks like things
What
are
I love,
shaky.
what I love about this, they say low, you're going home.
Yeah.
You're going home. No ifs, ands, or buts. We don't talk about it. I mean, the discipline that this community has for safety is why it's safe.
Yep.
Okay, this is not the airshow business. I mean, it's really just magnificent that you can lead by example. And there's no arguments. You talk about it on the ground, you're done flying. Yeah, you're going home.
Yep.
Low-low's a bad thing.
It's a
Low
very
is bad,
thing.
but low is like, okay, dude.
Yeah, the first two categories, primary and sportsman, is a hard floor of 1,500 feet.
Right.
And that matches FAA Regulation 91.303 minimum for aerobatics. And if the judges think you're 1 foot below that, you're done.
Yeah.
As you go up in the categories, you can get a penalty for being low. But as you say, if you're really low, then you're done. All right, Craig is diving in. He has a downwind entry. Most sequences start upwind. He chose to go downwind. It's a double roll into a horizontal S, so now 5/8 radius. And Craig is flying the 330 SC, the highly visible yellow paint job. Outside, snap and a half. Another 5/8 radius. Finish inverted, downwind, end of figure. That was all figure 1. Now into figure 2, which is kind of an N shape, like a capital N. Pushes to vertical. Push over the nose to a 45 down. 3/4 inside snap. 3/4 roll opposite. Pull vertical. Tap off. End of figure. Figure 3. It's that double humpty. It starts with a 1 1/4 upright spin. So nose drops and pitch and yaw and roll all at the same time. 2 of 4 opposite to the y-axis. Pull back to the vertical. 3/4 outside snap on the up. Direction's critical on the snap. You do it wrong, you end up going the wrong way, but Craig hit it correctly, as has all the competitors before him. On a vertical down line now, 2 of 8, 1/4 roll opposite, finish upright, hit it downwind. Now we have sort of a double shark tooth, if you will. Pull to the vertical, 2 of 4. 2. Push to the 45 down. Double inside snap. So continuous, 2 continuous rotations with 1 ring stall, the other not. Full roll, same direction. Hold to the vertical. Lay out inverted. End of figure. Does appear to be some wind from our right, doesn't there?
Just a little bit.
And that is the official wind from the south. So, okay, next maneuver, number 5. Pull vertical down, full roll. Pull back to vertical up. 2 of 8 puts Craig on the y-axis. 2 of 8. Push the half radius, the vertical down. And now 1 1/4 aileron rolls so that he finishes downwind, which is to our left. End of figure. Now it's that 45 entry to a hammerhead with 4 of 8 rolls on the 45 up line. Push to the vertical, 1/4 roll. Hammerhead pivot. One 1/4 outside snaps on the down line. So instead of pulling the stick and jamming the rudder, he pushes the stick and jams the rudder. Out upright and upwind. Next is a hammerhead. Pull to the vertical, 2-point roll on the up line. At the top, he'll kick rudder to make the aircraft pivot. There it is. Full outside snap on the down line. Pull out. Exit downwind end of figure. Number 8, tail slide. Pull vertical. This is a wheels up slide. So we're waiting for the aircraft to back up. It must back up at least half a fuselage length. There's the flop. 1/2 outside snap on the down. Pull out. Finish upright upwind. Okay. Number 9 is a horizontal S. It's a full roll to a 5/8 loop. Two of 2 on the 45 down. Push another 5/8 radius. 3/4 roll at the top. 1 3/4 roll opposite. And finally, again, the rolling turn, 270 degrees of turn with 1 roll to the inside. And now after 180 degrees of turn, you reverse the roll and a half roll to the outside. End of figure, end of sequence.
Wow. You know, and he just got back from Worlds in advance.
Yeah, the Advanced World
Just
Contest in
a few
Poland.
days ago. And he came, now he's here vying for the team to go to the Worlds. So this is the real deal. These nationals are really important this year. You can see that these men and women are on their game. I mean, the presentations, they're tuned up.
Yep.
That's great.
They're working hard.
They're working really hard.
Something we didn't mention, this is kind of a dual purpose category here. Whoever wins this is going to be dubbed United States National Champion of Aerobatics. And most probably of the competitors in this category are vying to be on the U.S. team,
on the team
for 2026.
And some of them have spent, like Goody has spent 30 years getting to this point in his life. He is just ready, okay? All of them are here knowing it might be their last shot at it. And it's so important to them. So this is really an important week coming up for these guys.
Yep.
Well, I should say these men and women.
Yes.
Because there's women out here doing this too now, and it's just awesome to see.
There are. Another longtime competitor, Jeff Boerboon, is going to be next up.
Yep. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to that.
Anyone who went to Oshkosh and saw the Yak 110,
yeah, I know.
which is basically
He's
two
crazy.
Yak 55 stapled together.
Stapled together.
Two
yeah.
Russian radial engines plus a jet motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
all in
loves the
one
airplane. It's just so different. He loves flying it for fun.
Yep.
Hi, Wacker. Hey, Jeff, you doing a warm-up? Yes, sir. You are cleared into the box. Give me a call out when you're turning base to final for your sequence. Okay. So we got the correct forms in there, right? So
Jeff has a magnificent air show as well. When he first got invited to Oshkosh, I had to evaluate him, and I watched him fly, and I said, "You fly like the wind, dude. You fly like you stole it, dude. You're great." And it was such a pleasure to see such a well-trained individual. Jeff just flies a few shows. I know he goes to Australia and flies internationally, but his true passion is this competition, arresty aerobatics, making beautiful maneuvers and making them perfect. And he is all in.
Neat.
So I'm looking forward. I hadn't seen him fly in quite a while now, so this is going to be great.
Yeah, you mentioned arresty aerobatics. There's a gentleman in Spain who codified the aerobatic maneuvers and produced a catalog known as the Aresti catalog, A-R-E-S-T-I, that's his name, and assigned a difficulty to each one, a catalog number to each one, and all these sequences that we're looking at are composed of elements from that catalog, as opposed to air show flying, where you say, what would look cool?
What would look cool?
There's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that you could do with an airplane that's not in the catalog.
And the difference between air show flying and competition and true arresty flying, we do the maneuvers, but we're doing the maneuvers in a low-level environment, and so our angles are sometimes not 40. He's doing a warm-up now, but sometimes our angles are not 45 because they can't be, or you're too close to the ground, and so you have to manage that. Our loops are hardly ever round, because we're getting around the corner setting up for the next figure. But we do the snaps, we do the outside snaps, we do the tumbles, a 4-minute freestyle, and we try to combine it all. But you can really tell the difference between a classically trained, IAC classically trained pilot and see how clean and crisp they are in all their figures.
He's just finishing up his safety maneuver. Yeah, once upon a time I went to an air show in Colorado Springs, and there was an A-10 demo pilot, and he was really racking that thing around. You know, he was flying the heck out of it. And then I realized he's flying crisp 45s and round loops, and he's centering his rolls. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's an IAC routine in an A-10.
Well,
it was just a fantastic thing to watch.
Yeah, well, an A-10, what a wonderful air show machine too. I mean, but you know, I got to tell you, all the men and women in the military are just so passionate about performing in front of an audience. They want to do it well. They leave the ego out of it. They're looking for perfection as well. In fact, I'm training the Peruvian. Okay, he's on base leg. We'll tell that story later.
Okay. He's a little bit behind us now. It's going to take him just a moment to get into position. I'm just going to start with that half loop up. Starts with a 2-point roll and double roll opposite, but we'll call that as he comes around to it. This category is moving right along. I'm going to say we're waiting no more than a minute between competitors.
They're hungry.
This is the start of the contest, and they are amped.
Yep.
They're ready to fly. Okay, now he's diving into the box. We're looking for the wing wags. There it comes.
Nice, Chris. Look at that.
You know, we don't score the wing wags. It's just something that tells the judges, here I come. But if you're smart, you'll do nice looking wags because that sets the impression for the judges. So there's a 2-point roll. Now a double roll opposite into a half loop up. I'd say use Mack's aileron on that, and he racked that half loop up. He's flying it hard. Inside snap and a half now, same direction. From there, inverted, he's going to push to the vertical. We're in figure 2 now. Push to 45 down. 3/4 inside snap. 3/4 roll opposite. Holding the vertical again. Cap off. Wow, big vertical line, end of figure.
He's got to
Now
get his
for
altitude.
1 1/4 spin with 2 of 4 opposite direction. There's 1. 2 now on the y-axis and into the double humpty, pull to the vertical. 3/4 outside snap on the upline. Back on the x-axis, push a half loop, so he's headed straight down again. 2 of 8. 1/4 roll opposite, pull out, downwind, end of figure. Next figure, pull to the vertical. 2 of 4. Push the nose over to an upright 45 down. Full roll on the 45. Pull vertical again. And lay out inverted, which is to say, pull back on the stick till the aircraft is flying a horizontal line inverted. Next maneuver, pull straight down, half roll, half loop up to vertical, 3 of 4 on the upline, 1, 2, 3, push a half loop so you're headed straight down again, 1 1/4 rolls, pull out, headed upwind, end of figure into number 6. This is that pull through a 45, upline 4 of 8, and then push from there to vertical for a hammerhead. But before the pivot, there will be a 1/4 roll. Pivot 1 1/4 outside snaps. So shove the stick forward and jam the rudder. And it cranks around, 1 1/4. Finish upright downwind. Next maneuver is a shark tooth, which involves a pull the vertical, half roll. A lot of climb before the half roll. Push the 45 down. One and a half inside snaps. 1 1/2. 1 1/2 and rod roll, same direction. Pull out into figure. Number 8, pull vertical for a tail slide, but first is 2 of 8 roll. So 2 1/8 rolls. This is a wheels down slide, so cut the power and then pitch over so that the wheels are pointed towards the ground. Okay, there's the slide, there's the flop. 3/4 inside snap on the down line. Finish downwind and upright. Next is the horizontal S, full roll, 5/8 radius. Two of 2 on the 45 down. Push 5/8 radius. Three-quarter roll, 1 3/4 opposite, end of figure, and like everyone else, he chose to put the roller at the end, so starting the 270 turn with 1 roll to the inside in the first 180 degrees of turn. And now the final 90 degrees of turn will be accompanied by a half roll opposite from the direction of the turn. End of figure, end of sequence, that was Jeff Boerboon.
Awesome. Makes me smile. Makes me smile.
Thanks, sir.
You bet.
Okay, Aaron's coming up next.
Aaron McCartan
Oh, man.
of Iowa.
I just got to know him for the last little less than a year. And boy, is he a giver. I was at a camp in Canada, and he's...
And Chief Judge, it's Aaron on frequency.
There's Aaron, and he is a giver. He gives all his knowledge. He lives and breathes IAC. He wants to grow the industry. He wants pilots to be better. I'm just very impressed with who this person is, and watching him fly. He flies beautifully too. And this is his year too. You know, they're all buying for the team.
Okay.
And so they're
Establishing base for warm-up. I will let you know before the sequence.
And he's flying the XA-41.
right.
That is the SBOC,
It's
correct?
yes.
So-
It's the Gamebird's the last airplane Philip designed. The S-Box, it's really an advanced airplane, and it takes a long time to fly it well because it's not harmonized as harmonized as the extra 300s.
Harmonized in terms of
Control
control
inputs,
feel.
yeah, but he's flying it really well. And he said it took him about 100 hours to really figure it out, and he's in love with the flying machine.
Okay.
And so it was really built for unlimited competition flying, but you got to do your homework. That's how Philip designs an airplane. He's just doing a warm-up?
Yep, this
Okay.
is the safety figure. I got to watch a whole bunch of SBOCs fly when I was assisting at the European Championships in, say, 2012, 2013. And it was clear that they had just enormous elevator
Oh,
authority.
yeah, it's incredible.
And they could just pivot on a dime, using the elevator. And what's an interesting characteristic is when they snap roll, it has a wing that is very wide front to back, right? A lot of chord to the wing. And after a snap roll, you can hear this kind of whomp sound as if you'd smack the wing with your hand. And that is the air reattaching to the top of the wing.
Philip is a magnificent designer. I've gotten to know him because I bought these Gamebirds to build a formation team, and I mean, I love my Gamebird. I just love it, but I had to put my time in. You got to put your time in these airplanes.
Yeah.
They're just not going to give it to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got one ride in the Gamebird from a friend, and I tried to. One of the techniques to make something look good from the ground is if you're doing a loop, you don't just let go of the stick when you get back and finish the loop. You kind of give a little pop on the stick to make it stop pitching instantly. And that thing had so much elevator authority, it was just bobbling up and down. It looked horrible. So
Do it
that's
10 times, it'll look beautiful.
yeah, exactly.
Then you get the touch.
Exactly. It's not the same level of control inputs, right? The amount of force required on the elevator versus the ailerons versus the rudder just differs from plane to plane.
And he's been in this business for years and years. I mean, true student of the game. I mean, he's really, really and he remembers everything.
Okay,
Here he comes.
Have a good flight, Aaron.
Thank you, Hector.
Okay, Aaron's way up there, nice and high, probably going to get a lot of energy for his first maneuver. On base leg now. All right, diving into the box. Here come the wing wags. Okay, figure one begins with 1.5 rolls. 1.5, 2 of 4 opposite to a half loop up. 3 of 2 on top. So 3 half rolls, 1, 2, 3 inside snap and a half, opposite direction. End of figure, finish inverted, finish downwind. Push to the vertical from there. Now push to a 45 down. 3/4 inside snap. 3/4 aileron roll opposite. Pull to the vertical. Cap off end of figure. Now we have that double humpty that begins with the 1 1/4 spin. Okay, there's the start of the spin. After 1 1/4 rotations, 2 of 4 opposite from the direction of the spin. Now pull to the vertical. up, I should say. 3/4 outside snap. Push half loop to vertical down. Two of 8. Quarter roll opposite. Pull out. Finish upright, downwind, end of figure. Number 4 is a tail slide, but on the vertical up, there's a 3 of 2 roll. This is a wheels down slide, because it chops the power and flops the aircraft. During the flop, the wheels will be pointed at the ground. Okay. Allowed to go past vertical and come back. There it is. Double roll on the down line, pull out, finish upwind, upright. Figure 5, at 45, up line, 4 of 8 roll. 3, 4, push to the vertical up. Pardon me. Quarter roll on the up. Hammerhead pivot. 1 1/4 outside snaps on the down. Pull out, finish upright, downwind. Number 6, pull to the vertical. 2-point roll. Pull to a 45 inverted down line. 1 1/2 outside snaps to upright. Pull out, finish upwind, end of figure. Number 7, pull vertical. 1 1/4 roll, followed by a hammerhead pivot. One 3/4 outside snaps on the down. Pull out, downwind, and a figure. Now it's the horizontal left, starts with a full roll, right into a 5/8 radius. As the radius ends, he'll find himself on a 45 inverted down line with 2 of 2 roll. Now push 5/8 radius. And at the top, it's 3/4 roll one way, 1 3/4 opposite, finishing upright and downwind. Number 9, half inside snap to a 5/8 loop downwards. So as he comes around, there's quarter loop, half loop, up to 45 degrees up. That's the 5/8. Now a 2 of 2, cap off, end of figure, and the roller. 270 of turn with 1 roll to the inside to begin. So after 90 of turn, he's done a half a roll. After 180 of turn, he's done a full roll. And then from there, he reverses the roll direction to do another half roll in the final 90 of turn. So, end of figure, end of sequence.
Congratulations, Aaron. That was nice. Everybody's doing a wonderful job.
We have, yeah, we've seen really pretty solid flying all the way across the board. No serious errors that would lead to major downgrades. Everyone really seems to have come prepared.
Really prepared. They're in it to win it, baby. This is the real deal.
Yep. There are folks who only compete at nationals. Aaron's not one of them. He goes to a lot of contests, but there's some folks who just train all year for this one event. And,
well, for me, I think getting just that, the nerves, you do into a few contests just to get used to the nerves.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I needed. I wanted to do at least 3 contests before I got here. Even, I don't care if you're flying in front of 2 million people or you're flying in front of 4 sets of judges. You get nervous.
Yeah.
And you got to control that.
Yep.
I mean, my secret always is I'm there to share the magic of flight. Okay. And if I think of that way, and I'm not there to impress, but share the magic of flight, fly with joy, then you make the right decisions. That's how I just live through it. But I still get nervous. I mean, I'm get nervous.
I think you'll be okay.
Yeah,
I think you'll manage somehow.
yeah. It's amazing though.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what? We got Goody coming up.
Yep. You were talking about Goody Thomas a few
Yep.
minutes ago. Where we're going to see him fly momentarily.
He was on my original Stars of Tomorrow team when he first started out about 20 years ago.
Actually, it looks like the judges are taking a little break.
Oh, judge break.
Yep. So not too uncommon. Just let everyone get a beverage, a little health break.
And let me tell you what I was going to say about what's great about the IEC is I'm training the Peruvian national team, military team. It's third world country, so they're not going to fly jets. It's going to be an aerobatic team. They bought 6 game birds.
Wow.
But here's what the boss of the team wants to do now. He wants all of his pilots to fly. They're all going to join the IEC. This is in Peru. And they all got to fly for their patches.
Nice.
Is that incredible or what? Now,
Yep.
when if you think of the statement this foreign country is making to the respect they have for what the International Aerobatic Club's doing, it's just, and so this next week I'm heading on, right after the contest, I'm heading to train the second batch, the next 3 pilots, and we're going to start flying for patches while we're doing the training.
And when you say flying for patches,
For smooth.
So-
For smooth
yep,
patches.
for the uninitiated,
Yeah.
if you're in the primary category, we'll say, if you do these maneuvers and the judge scores you 5 or better on each maneuver, 5 out of 10 or better, then we'll send you a patch. And then there's a little more difficult maneuvers for sportsmen, intermediate, advanced, unlimited. And then in competition, if you score 5 or better, on everything in your competition sequence, you can qualify for what's called a stars patch. And there are a few people who have gotten all 10.
Yep.
And that is
And
a
I'm not
rarefied
one of
club. Yeah, well, me neither. So
I got something to look forward to.
There
But
you
I
go.
think it's just so great that IEC has that kind of influence, that this gentleman he's figured out, he's the boss of the team, he's figuring out, how do I keep my guys safe? I got to do more than just, because they're military aviators, they all fly jets, they're all qualified, but they don't know how to fly little airplanes like what we have.
Yeah.
And so that's their challenge. And for them to get in to have this kind of reverence to begin with sets them up for success. And so it's going to be a great journey for them.
that sounds pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it is really fun. Okay, I'm going to take a little break.
Fuel's running low, and we're so damn broke. May have to bum it out, who knows? We can share stories without
Hello and welcome back to the U.S. National Aerobatic Championships in Salina, Kansas. I'm DJ Molney, here with Sean D. Tucker, calling the flights as they occur here in the unlimited free known program.
Okay, will you be doing a permit figure?
Our next pilot,
Okay, you can climb into the box. And
Standby
give
one.
me a call when you're turning base to final for your sequence.
Okay, I'll do one more thing, then I'll let you know what the sequence are.
okay, just listening to the Chief Judge talking with our next competitor, Goody Thomas. Goody plans to do a safety maneuver, and then he will climb back to altitude and begin his actual sequence. As we were discussing earlier, this category, unlimited, is kind of serving two purposes here. Whoever wins it will be crowned U.S. National Aerobatic Champion. And a number, if not most of the pilots in the category are trying out for the U.S. World Team and will represent the United States next year at the World Aerobatic Championships, which will be held in Batavia, New York, not far from Buffalo.
And Goody told me just 2 days ago, he says, I've been 30 years to this point in my life, and this is my shot. And he is absolutely all in. And this week is a culmination of 30 years in the IEC getting to this level of flying.
Yep. And I've seen him fly on many occasions, and it's always been impressive.
Yeah, he's a very impressive young man.
Okay, he's in the box now doing a safety maneuver. This allows the pilot to verify that their aircraft's inverter systems are working, to put some G's on the aircraft and themselves, make sure that everything is as it ought to be before they start the sequence in earnest. It looks like he's chosen the 3-pull Humpty Bump. So pulled vertical, back around, down, vertical down, and out, and done with the safety maneuver. Now he'll climb back to altitude and enter the box.
Yeah, by pulling on the hump, so you see the vertical line, you can look over your shoulder and see all the markers, and you go be upside down and figure out where center is. That's a good figure to fly as a warm-up, isn't it?
It is. The only thing I might be looking for, if it were me, would be some negative G.
Yeah,
to go ahead
sure.
and stretch the belts, because I don't care how tight you pull the belts down when you're on the ground. Once you go negative 3 or 4 Gs,
Yep.
there's some slack in them again.
Yep.
And I like to do some negative G before I actually start the competition, and then hit the ratchets some more.
Yeah, God bless those ratchets, but
Yep.
they're important.
You know, it's a serious seatbelt when you don't just pull on the straps,
That's
you actually
exactly
ratchet
right.
yourself to the airplane. Yep. These are typically made by Hooker Harness, a company in Illinois. They outfit pretty much every aerobatic plane as far as I could tell. And it looks like Goody's pretty close to altitude, if not there already. And he's turning from base, I think, to final for the box. We'll see if he dives in and wing wags here.
Hector, here we go.
Have a good flight.
Our videographer, Forrest Fox, got the camera trained on the Extra 330 SC. There's Goody's wing wags, indicating he's about to start the sequence. First maneuver is a 4 of 8 with a roll and a half opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now roll and a half opposite to a half loop up. 3 of 2. Inside snap and a half, same direction. Finish inverted, downwind. Now push to vertical. Push to a 45 down. When we say push, we're being literal. Push forward on the control stick, down elevator. It's 3/4 inside snap is next, followed by 3/4 aileron roll opposite. Pull vertical. No rolls on the upline, it's just an altitude gainer. And cap off finishing upright and upwind. This next maneuver is that double humpy that begins with a 1 1/4 spin and a 2 of 4 roll opposite direction. Now on the y-axis, pull to the vertical, 3/4 outside snap. Now push to a vertical down. Two of 8, followed by quarter roll opposite. 2, quarter roll opposite. Finish upright, downwind. Figure 4 is a 3-pull hunky bump, so pull to the vertical. 2-point roll on the upline. Pull half a loop, so it's head straight down again. On the down line, there is an outside snap and a half. Pull out, finish upright, finish upwind. Pull to the 45. 4 of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push to the vertical. Quarter roll. Hammerhead pivot. One and a quarter outside snap. Pull out, headed downwind. Next maneuver is a hammerhead, pull to the vertical. 3/4 roll. Okay, waiting for the hammerhead pivot. There it is. 1 1/4 rolls on the down line. I actually heard Goody pull power just before that pivot. That airplane will climb so far it'll go right out the top of the box. He had to pull the power back to keep it in. Now we have horizontal S starting with a full roll to a 5/8 radius. From the inverted 45 down line, a 2-point roll. 1, 2, now push 5/8 radius. Probably on the order of -4 Gs, something like that. At the top will be a 3/4 roll. 1 3/4 opposite. End of figure. It's accelerating now, heading upwind in the box, pull to the vertical. For a wheels down tail slide. Again, that plane just is climbing right to the top of the box. Backs up, flops with the wheels down. 1 1/2 rolls on the down line. Pull out, exit upright, downwind. Number 9 is another horizontal S starting with a double roll into 5/8 radius. 4 of 8. 2, 3, 4. Another 5/8 radius. 2 of 2. 1. 2 outside, snap and a half. Finish upright, downwind, and now the rolling turn. 270 of turn with 1 roll to the inside in the first 180 degrees. So rolling relatively slowly as the aircraft turns. And now at the 180 point, reversing the roll so that he is rolling left and turning right. Finish inverted, end of figure, end of sequence.
Congratulations, Goody.
Yep.
I hazard to guess, and I'm only guessing, that we haven't seen any zeros.
I do not believe I've seen a zero.
No, it's awesome.
I don't think I've seen anything close to a zero.
That's just some great flying.
Yep.
Just
And let me tell you, this is not easy. I've done, I don't know how many dozen contests in advance. This is a significantly easier category than unlimited. Never got through a contest without at least 1 0.
Yeah.
This is some airmanship.
Great airmanship.
What do we know about Francis Barros? I believe he's from the Florida area, Brazilian originally.
He's a world level competitor, I think. I think. Well, flies for American Airlines. He's out of Florida, 330 SC. Brazilian?
Have a good flight.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
All the markings on his airplane are in Portuguese.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's my guess, and I'm sticking to it. Quick note, I've been talking about people going on the y-axis. I haven't mentioned the x-axis. For anyone unfamiliar, pilots typically fly in front of the judges, right to left, left to right. And that's known as the x-axis. On occasion, a roll or a turn will set them up to fly towards the judges and away from the judges, known as the y-axis. Pilots are free to, when entering the y-axis, pilots are free to go in either direction, right or left. When returning to the x-axis, they must finish their maneuver headed upwind or downwind as drawn on the sequence card. Okay? So it's generally less important, but less important how you get onto the Y versus how you get back onto the X. And if you end up going the wrong direction, that would be a 0. So far with, I don't know how many rolls we've seen, everybody's done them in the right direction.
And then there's the other axis, the most magical axis.
And what's that?
That's the Z-axis, baby. That's the vertical axis. That's the happy axis.
Yeah, it really is. That's a fair point. I mentioned I had a Giles G200, and that airplane likes to be flown fast, and you cannot lollygag between maneuvers.
Right.
In terms of thinking about what comes next and taking a breath, that all happens on the vertical.
On the way down.
Because on the horizontal, you're going to eat up a bunch of box. On the vertical, you got to take a little time to think and look around.
Well, my learning curve is huge getting back into this, because my sequence was set at the start of the season, and we don't change it. We take figures out, but I know that thing because I do it and it's all road. And here you got to think, oh my goodness, I got to get this brain activated. I didn't think I need some Prevision.
Yep. Yeah, you know, we think of this as a physical challenge, right? The handling of the controls, the G forces and what they do to you, but it is a mental game.
Oh, for sure.
At least as much as it is a physical game. Okay, Francis is behind us now. He has a downwind entry, so whereas most pilots are flying left to right, he's going to enter the box right to left. And as he does so, I see the Sukhoi of Bouw taking off and heading for the holding area. So he will apparently be next. All right, we have smashed high-speed entry here from Francis for his safety maneuver. Seems a little odd to talk about colors of airplanes, but certain paint jobs show up much better against the sky, and this is one of them. Kind of somewhere between a ruby red and a fire engine red, and it contrasts beautifully against the blue sky and the white clouds. I took a photo of that paint job earlier, thinking I might put it or something like it to use someday.
That's a beautiful paint job.
Okay, he has finished his safety maneuver. Now he'll be going up and circling around again for another downwind entry to begin the actual contest sequence.
That red, I guess that's why you don't want to, if you have a Corvette, you don't want it red because it looks like it's going 30 miles an hour faster than you are. And that airplane looks like it's going 30 miles an hour faster.
Yeah.
That's a very striking color.
Except we don't give tickets for going fast.
That's right.
We pat him on the back.
That's what's so great about flying. There's really no red lights or green lights and not so much traffic. There's no highway patrol sitting behind a tree getting ready to get you. You know, there's the freedom.
Yep. And honestly, for somebody like me who does a boring job like software in their real life, this is the most Walter Mitty thing I will ever get to do. Right?
For sure.
I mean, I'm flying airplanes that have maneuverability similar to, and in some cases better than, Air Force fighter jets.
For sure.
You know,
for sure.
My airplane would roll faster than anything except a T-38.
Yeah.
I mean, how awesome is that?
Yeah. No, it's great. It's awesome.
Okay. I hear Francis out there. Sounds like he's on an extended base. We'll keep an eye out. He just announced he's turning base to final. Should be in the box momentarily. First maneuver is that 45 up, 4 of 8, and push to a hammerhead. We'll call the pieces as he flies them.
Why do you think he chose a downwind entry?
Long story. Let me speak
Okay.
about that after the flight. It is hard to put these sequences together in a way that flows well, and sometimes that's one method to do it. All right, once again, coming in hot, pulling 45. 4 of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push vertical. Quarter roll. Hammerhead pivot. You know Mark King, right? Okay, end of maneuver. Sorry, skip on the call there. Now it's number 2. It's going to be a double roll for a half loop up. Last one. Outside snap and a half. To aileron roll 1.5 opposite. Finish inverted, finish downwind, end of figure 2. Push vertical for figure 3. Push 45 down. Now 3/4 inside snap. 3/4 aileron roll opposite, pull vertical again. He's going to cap off. That'll be the end of that figure. Well, sooner or later, there he is. A lot of vertical on that. Okay, now the 1 1/4 spin entry. 2 of 4 opposite. Now into a double Humpty bump. And here's where he's on the y-axis coming towards the judges. On the upline, he'll do a 3/4 outside snap that puts him back on the x-axis now. Push a half loop around. And on the vertical down line, we're going to see 2 of 8 one direction, quarter roll opposite, pull out, finish downwind end of sequence. Figure 5, another double Humpty, pull to the vertical, half roll. Half loop to the vertical down. And Francis is really using the full vertical extend of the box from the bottom to the top. 1 1/4 roll on the down line. Pull to the vertical again. 2 of 8. There's 1, 2. Layout inverted. Headed upwind, end of figure. Now he's driving, having ended up at the downwind end of the box, he's driving upwind, so he has room for the next maneuver, which is going to be a pull to vertical down into yet another double Humpty. So pull back to vertical up. 3 of 4. 1, 2, 3. Push half loop down. Now, I don't think it's my imagination. I believe the wind out of the south has picked up. I'm seeing Francis move more than some of the preceding pilots. 3/4 inside snap, pull out, finish upright, upwind. Weather conditions do change. Nobody flies in the same box twice, as the saying goes. Francis is going to have to work harder on the wind than his predecessors did. That's just how it goes. 1 1/4 roll on the vertical up. It's going to be a wheels down tail slide. There we go. 3/4 roll on the down line. Pull out, exit upright and downwind. Next is a teardrop, or alienet as it's sometimes called. Pull to 45 up, 1.5 rolls. And now he will push a 5/8 radius to a vertical down. As pushes go, this one's relatively gentle, maybe -2, something along those lines. from vertical down. He's going to do a full inside snap. Pull out. End of figure. Now we've got that horizontal pass. So full roll. 5/8 loop. Two of two on the 45 down. Push 5/8 radius. And on top it will be a 3/4 roll one way, 1 3/4 opposite. End of figure, and now the rolling turn, 270, with a full roll inside, half roll to the outside. Okay, there's 180 of turn, now the roll should reverse. End of figure, end of sequence. Francis Barros.
Congratulations, Francis.
Next up is Marco Bouw flying the Sukhoi Su-26.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you used to see a lot of Sukhois in contests, not as common now, but very, very capable airplanes. They have the Russian engine, which puts out, what, 360 or 400 horse, depending on
It's
the
just
model.
a great tractor in the sky.
It is.
It really can tractor around the sky. And I
You
think
need-
the style has changed a little bit on the fly-in, and maybe doesn't judge as well because of that, in terms of what the judges are expecting, because it is a robust, strong airplane.
Extremely strong.
Yeah.
And you're right, it needs no airspeed to fly. It has a propeller and it has control surfaces. Yeah, who needs lift?
It sure is a dirty airplane, though. When it ends up in your hangar floor, you got a mess. It's a big radial engine.
Yeah. I thought you meant dirty aerodynamically. Marco told me he'll be flying straight down if he pulls the prop out. You know, if he pulls the power back and the prop flattens out, the thing just almost, will not accelerate, even headed
that
straight
great?
to the ground.
Yeah.
It just kind of hangs there. Has a big, thick wing section on it, which works great for lift at low speeds and not optimized for high speed, definitely. It looks like Marco's doing a downwind entry as well. To your question earlier, you have to do X number of maneuvers, and you're going to want it to flow a certain way, and sometimes you just can't get there from here, and you say to yourself, well, if I enter downwind, would that solve these other problems as far as the flow of the maneuvers? And 4 different pilots have chosen to do that, which is a lot. So there must be something about this combination of maneuvers that makes it a little hard to...
Well, that Sukhoi is going fast.
Yes, it is. Another safety maneuver in progress. That one's painted yellow, which is another great color for showing against the sky. Okay.
These guys make it look easy.
Don't they, though?
They really make it look easy.
One of the beauties of the Sukhoi is the reclined seating position. I think it's like 60 degrees or something. I mean, it's like sitting in a lawn chair at poolside.
Well, you can accept the cheese a little bit better too. The muzzle
Much
cheese.
better.
Yeah.
I started out in a Pitts S2B where you sit straight upright. Moved into the extra where you're a little reclined, and then the Giles where you're at about a 45-degree angle. That's good for 2 more G's of G tolerance,
Easy,
I would say.
easy, yeah.
The blood just has a much easier time going up at an angle to get to your brain versus straight up.
Even though I'm flying in a game bird now, my heart and soul is a biplane. Wood and fabric. It's just, for show flying, it's just great. For competition flying, it just, it's out of its league now. I mean, they were all around the place but now it's just technology, and these monoplanes are just magnificent flying machines. But I'm a biplane forever guy.
There's a romantic aspect to biplanes that just is not duplicated in the monoplanes. All right, diving into the box, wing wagon with a downwind entry, Marco Bouw in the SU-26. First maneuver is at pull 45, 4 of 8 to a hammerhead. And when he finishes this maneuver, I'm just going to try an experiment for figure 2 only, where I'm going to try and tell you in real time what the judges are looking for, okay? It goes by really fast. I'm not sure I can talk that fast, but I'll dust off my New York heritage and see if I can't speed things up. All right, so we're going into figure 2, which begins with a double roll. We're looking for an even roll rate and exactly 720 degrees of rotation, and the aircraft should remain on a horizontal track. Next, we're going to see a 2 of 2 opposite, where the 2 rolls, half rolls occur at the same speed and exactly 180 each. Now we're looking at a half loop up, and that should be a perfect semicircle. I'll often put my thumb up there to have a reference to look against. Then he has a 1.5 roll and an inside snap and a half opposite, where we needed to see the nose pitch up, which we did, and then exactly 1.5 rolls. End of figure. That's all the judges needed to see. Piece of cake, right? From there, he's going to push into figure 3 for a vertical upline. Now he's upright on the 45 down with 3/4 inside snap, 3/4 roll opposite, pull to the vertical again. Cap off, end of figure. All right, I'm going to try and tell you the criteria again for the next maneuver. Begins with a 1 1/4 spin, so we want to see the nose drop and the aircraft yaw and roll all at the same time for a clean spin entry. We want to see exactly 1 1/4 rotation, no bobbling. We want to see 2/4 rolls of even duration. We want to see him then pull a nice semicircle across the bottom to reach the vertical up, and then we want to see a 3/4 outside snap where the nose pitches down towards the wheels and the aircraft rotates exactly 270 degrees. Now we're looking for another perfect half circle, a 2 of 8, so exactly 2 1/8 rolls and a 1/4 opposite, and even radius to pull out and head downwind. Whew, I'm tired. Now we're in figure 5. I'm just going to go back to calling the maneuver. Pull vertical, half roll, push to a 45 down. He's entering the 45 down now with a double roll. Pull vertical. And layout inverted. End of figure 5. Figure 6 begins with a pull from inverted to vertical down. And he's driving this downwind a little ways. Okay. Now vertical down, 3/4 roll. Pull vertical up. 2 of 8. Puts him back on the x-axis. Push half loop until he's headed vertical down. Here's what we're talking about with Sukhoi, just tractoring over the top of that maneuver. We don't need no stinking airspeed. And a double roll. Pull the horizontal and out. End of figure. Number 7, pull to a 45 up. 2 of 2. Pull vertical. And looking for a hammerhead pivot. Now the prop on the Russian radial turns the opposite direction, so whereas most Lycoming pilots would kick left rudder, most Sukhoi pilots kick right rudder. Full roll on the vertical down, finish upright, finish downwind, pull vertical, 4/8 tail slide from the full roll. Wheels up slide, it's marked on the sequence form as a dashed line. It indicates the airplane is inverted during the flop. There it is. Half roll on the down, pull out, exit upwind. Figure 9 is that horizontal S, so full roll, 5/8 loop. Two of 2 on the 45 down. Push 5/8 loop. Three-quarter roll one way, 1 3/4 opposite. End of figure. And now the rolling turn, 270 roller, one to the inside, half to the outside. There's 90th turn and a half a roll. There's 180th turn and a full roll. Now reverse the roll direction while keeping the turn going. So now he is turning left, rolling right. End of figure, end of sequence. That was Marco Bouw in the SU. I was mistaken. I said SU-26. It said SU-31, the successor to the 26.
Which is a two-seater, right?
Now the 29 is a
28.
two-seater.
Okay.
The 31, I believe, had the composite half fuselage,
Okay.
I want to say. Whereas the 26 had the steel tube.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that.
Up comes AJ, baby.
AJ Wilder. It's another 330 SC in the hands of another experienced and skilled pilot.
First contest, 2012. So he started out in sportsman, loves to tumble the airplane. This is his 9th national championship.
Wow.
Yeah. He's in it to win it.
You are cleared into the box. Will you be doing a warm-up figure? Hey, sir, I'm on the warm-up. Okay, then if you'll just give me a heads
Okay,
up.
AJ has informed the chief that he will be doing they're calling it a warm-up figure. The rulebook calls it a safety figure. Call it what you like. It's an unofficial chance to fly one maneuver in the box. Get everything situated the way you want it.
You couldn't have a better sky. This is just beautiful.
It is, it is. A few more mare's tails than we had. Breeze is pretty light on the ground. Really great flying conditions. It's warm, I'd say, for late September, but not so hot as to mess up the pilots or the density altitude. And really, the forecast is just looking outstanding all week. Couldn't have ordered the weather any better. Is it just me, or is that thing sound like it's turning higher RPMs than the others?
He's got it wound up.
Got that prop screwed all the way in.
He's ready for action.
All right, here's a safety maneuver. Looks like he opted for the, I'm not sure yet if it's a Humpty Bump or a hammerhead.
It's a
Yeah,
hammerhead.
just a plain old hammerhead. One of the 10 maneuvers allowed in the rule book for your safety figure. Hard pull back to level. He rolls the aircraft inverted, pushes the stick a few times to stretch the belts. Check again the inverted fuel and oil systems. Kind of cool the way those systems work in the aircraft. You want to talk through it, or? Okay. So your average airplane, if you were to turn it upside down, the engine would stop, right? Because all the gas is on the top of the tank and the pickup's on the bottom.
And it'd blow up, too.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
It wouldn't be
It
good.
wouldn't be good. Whereas the aerobatic aircraft, the fuel pickup is on a flexible rubber hose with a weight on the end. So wherever the G-forces throw the fuel, the hose follows.
Called a flop tube.
A flop tube, yep. And you have to change those out every few years, well, 5 or 10 years probably, as they kind of age and get stiff. Then you have an inverted oil system as well, which works on a set of ball bearings that open and close different paths for the oil to flow. So when the aircraft's upside down, instead of taking oil out of the sump, you're taking it off the valve train on what's normally the top of the engine. That keeps the engine nice and lubricated no matter what you're doing, and fuel keeps flowing to it. Simple engineering, but without it, we wouldn't be doing this stuff. All right, AJ, again,
It's wound up.
as the airplane wound up tight, he's diving into the box and 90-degree wing wags, and we're off. He's going to start with a 2-point roll right at the bottom, I would say. 1, 2, double roll off.
Awesome.
up. 3 of 2 on top. 1, 2, 3, snap and a half to the inside, same direction. End of figure finish, inverted and downwind. Push to the vertical. Push to a 45 downline. 3/4 inside snap. 3/4 aileron roll opposite. Pull vertical again. Cap off end of figure. Big upline all the way to the top of the box. All right, from there, this is the 1 1/4 spin entry to that double Humpty. 1 1/4 spin with a 2 of 4 opposite. 1, 2. Pull to the vertical. Unlike the other competitors, he's chosen to take this away from the judges. I think probably provides a better viewing angle. 3/4 outside snap on the upline, pushes around half a loop to vertical down. 2 of 8, followed by 1/4 roll opposite, pull out, exit downwind, end of figure. Next is a family 1 figure, pull to the vertical, half roll. Push 45 down. Double roll here on the 45. 1, 2. Pull back to the vertical again. Layout, inverted, end of figure. Figure 5 is another double Humpty. Start to the pull to vertical down, half roll, pulled back to vertical up. 3 of 4 on the upline. Push again, just a push, I should say, to vertical down. 3/4 roll on the down line. Pull out, finish upright, upwind. Now's that hammer with the 45 entry. Pull 45, 4 of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push to the vertical. 1/4 roll. Hammerhead pivot. 1 1/4 outside snap. Pull out is downwind and upright. Figure 7's a sharp tooth, pull vertical 2 of 4. Full inside snap. Full roll, same direction, and roll. Pull out, end of figure. Pull vertical, 2 of 8. 1, 2, a wheels down tail slide. And there's the slide as the aircraft backs up. It's the flop in the proper direction. 3/4 outside snap on the down. Pull out into figure. Figure 9, full roll to the horizontal S, so 5/8 radius. Two of 2. Push 5/8 radius. Three-quarter roll one way. 1 3/4 opposite. And now a rolling turn. 270 degrees of turn, 1 to the inside in the first 180. Then reverse the roll direction, half to the outside. So turning right, rolling left. End of figure, end of sequence.
Beautiful.
AJ Wilder.
Congratulations, Mr. AJ. That was awesome. I think we got one more to go.
more
Oh
than
no,
one.
we got a couple more.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Whoop. Yeah. Okay.
Johnny Wacker, that's who we got next?
That's Johnny Wacker. Yep.
Okay.
Another
He says he's
long-time-
unemployed from Mobile, Alabama. So all he gets to do is buy gas and fly an extra 300 SC.
Yeah.
I want that job.
I was going to say that's my kind of unemployed for sure. Yeah.
First contest was 2010, so that's 15 years ago. Loves the double inside snaps, and he's been in the national 10-ish times.
Okay. So we talked a lot about, you know, inside and outside and pushes and stuff. When you're instructing, how do you ease people into pushes, or do you?
I do. I think you got to be very, very careful, especially as you get a little bit older. And, you know, 1, 2, 3G is first 3, 4 flights. You keep it at 1.5 to 2, maybe 6 or 7 flights in it. You might get it to 3. You got to learn to breathe differently. When you're pulling away from the earth in positive G's, you got to tighten up so the blood doesn't leave your head, or you get G-locked. If you're negative and you tighten up and you're putting a lot more pressure to your brain, and that's when you're going to break blood vessels in your eyes. And if it's really serious, you could detach a retina, and your career is over with.
Yeah.
And so I'm really, really careful. I won't go more than 3 with any client, unless they're really wanting to get into the business and do an outside loops and all that.
Do you have a hard limit for yourself on minus G?
Yeah, I don't like any more than 5, and 5 is very doable.
Yep. When I was hot and heavy flying advanced, I just kept pushing harder and harder, and realized I'd gotten to minus 6, and I said to myself, you know, I could get through the sequence just fine at minus 4.
Well, and
why don't I keep it to that?
Well, let's talk about concussion. I mean, they haven't even done enough studies of where your brain's banging around like that. And I think you got to be really, really careful. I'm concerned. You know, I love this work, and I don't want to lose it because I've got the wobblies or detached. Is this a warm-up figure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay.
I didn't see wing wag. The wobblies, for those not familiar, it's probably an inner ear disorder in which some of the little stones on the hairs there in the inner ear that tell you which way is up get tangled or hooked on something, and you start getting, as I understand it, pretty serious vertigo.
More than pretty serious. I had it in flight.
Yeah?
And it took me, I had to take all the negative out of it. I got set at the air show, was able to fly the show. I could barely walk when I could land the airplane, but I could barely walk when I got on the ground.
Wow.
Got reset, but it took me about 6 months to get, and I had to reset it as biparoxysmal positional vertigo, okay? And it took me about 6 months before I could start doing -5 negative again.
Well,
It's just really significant. And we lost one unlimited competitor here. I was there when he got the wobblies at our training camp, and it's just hard on the body. I mean, you got to be careful.
it's one thing to, you know, to be pulling and having everything kind of going down.
Yeah.
But then to force it in that
All that
unnatural
pressure,
direction.
yeah. This is truly an athletic event, and these people out here flying unlimited are superior athletes. I mean, and what's great about it, Steve Grohsmeyer's out there doing it at 74 years old.
Well, and I was going to say, of
And
all
he
the
loves it.
sequences we've seen today, he had the hardest pushes.
Yeah.
I mean, by a margin.
Yeah.
It wasn't close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a pretty fierce human being.
Apparently.
He's all in. But these are superior athletes, and they've worked hard to get their bodies in shape to do this.
Yeah. So approach some negative G's carefully, right? Ease into it. Yeah. Don't go nuts with it. All right. There's Johnny Wacker. I believe he's turned into the box. He's done a safety maneuver.
So he's going to go
There's
fast.
the wing wags.
Beautiful wing wags.
And we're going to start with that double roll. There it is, 2 of 2 opposite, to a half loop up. 3 of 2 on top of the half loop. 1, 2, 3. Inside snap and a half, same direction. Finish inverted and to figure, push to the vertical up. This is another 330 SC for anyone who's wondering.
What a beautiful sky.
The mare's tails are just filling in. Deep blue behind it's gorgeous. All right, on the 45 down, 3/4 inside snap, 3/4 aileron roll opposite, pull vertical. Cap off. End of figure. This is that 1 1/4 spin entry to the double humpty.
Going to the left.
Okay, 2 of 4 opposite. Pull vertical. 3/4 outside snap. Push half loop to vertical down. Two of 8 with a 1/4 roll opposite. 1, 2, 1/4 roll, pull out, and upright, down, wing. Number 4, pull with a vertical, 2 of 4. Push the 45 down. One and a half inside snap. Sorry, double inside snap, my bad. Pull to the vertical. Layout inverted. End of figure. Number 5 is the pull to vertical down. Three-quarter roll. And now to a double humpty. So he's going to pull vertical. No rolls on the upline. Pull again, another half loop until he's pointed down. 1 1/4 roll. Pull out, finish upright, headed upwind. End of figure. Number 6, pull to the 45. 4 of 8. Push vertical. 1/4 roll. Hammerhead. One 1/4 outside snap. Pull out end of figure. Number 7, pull vertical. 3 of 4 on the upline. Push half loop. Definitely significant wind out of the south there. You can see Johnny working against it. Trying to compensate. 3/4 outside snap. Pull out, headed upwind. Number 8, pull vertical, 1 1/4 roll on the upline. A wheels up tail slide. So the airplane has to go backwards at least half a fuselage length and then pitch over with the wheels pointed at the sky. 3/4 inside snap on the downline. Pull out, headed downwind end of figure. Next we have the horizontal S that opens with a full roll into a 5/8 radius. From the 45 down line, 2 of 2. Push 5/8 radius. Three-quarter roll. 1 3/4 roll opposite. End of figure. And now the rolling turn. 270 roller, 1 to the inside, half to the outside. These rollers come in all sorts of variations and different ratios of roll to turn. So in this case, it's 1 roll per 180 of turn. That's the end of figure, end of sequence. Other times it's a full roll every 90 degrees, and then the real brain benders are the roll and a half in 80 degrees, in 180 degrees. So roll and a half in 180 degrees. So what happens is every 30 of heading change is 90 of roll. So you're not even aiming at the cardinal points in the box anymore. You just have to say, well, it looks like about 30 degrees, and you've executed 90 of roll, and then you pick the next 30 degree spot.
You better be practicing that
Yes.
before you get here.
Oh, yes.
Boy, there's so much talent that's been flying. It's going to be a great contest because everybody's really flying at a high level.
Yeah.
It's good to.
These unlimited people all came to play.
Uh-oh, we got Britt.
Into the box. Will you be doing a warm-up figure?
There's in the box, yes, I will be doing a warm-up figure.
And it looks like downwind entry, so give me a call when you're base on your...
Will do, thank you.
She just got back from the World Advanced Championships as well, and they did well.
Yeah.
And
U.S. placed third.
yeah, I saw her fly at Oshkosh for the first time this year, the first time she'd ever flown there, and it's the same week that Patty just retired as a performer at Oshkosh. And what a great handoff!
Torch passing.
And it was really great to watch her fly, and she had a great air show, and she's so delightful as a human being. The crowd loved her, so it's really fun. And guess where she came from? The IEC.
Yep.
Yep. Pretty cool.
And she's another one who kind of burst on the scene and zoomed up the ranks in a really relatively short period of time. I think she was flying advanced for
Well, she's only been in it 6 years total.
Yeah.
5
she
nationals.
flew advanced for 3 years. Now she's into unlimited, just like that.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Well, she's had some good coaching, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's called the IEC family, isn't it? Yeah. Pretty cool.
That and a lot of hard work.
Sharing is caring.
You bet. Britt's flying another 330 SC. By far the most popular aircraft in the contest. Well, I should say in the unlimited category. She's coming in now for safety maneuver. Silver aircraft with a red tail. Also shows pretty well, not quite as bright against the sky as the all red or all yellow fuselages, but easy to pick up. And pilots will tell you it's important for the airplane to show well.
Sure.
Right? That the judges can see it easily, they can tell what the aircraft's doing, for better or worse. You know, they can see all the mistakes, but they can see all the stuff you do right. And if you want to win, you want an aircraft that's going to show well. Britt's finished her safety figure. She'll call when she's inbound. This is another sequence with a downwind entry. And so she's kind of coming in from behind the judges a little bit. And Chief Judge Hector Ramirez has just asked her to apprise him of when she is headed inbound.
Speaking of, my airplane is all one color, gray. And I can't wait to start putting some logos on it and get some color on that.
There you go.
I was hoping to do it before this contest, but ran out of time. So next year.
I don't even know. What airplane did you bring?
It said GB1, Gamebird.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I want no excuses.
It's not going to be the airplane's fault? Is that what you're telling me?
That's exactly right.
I know how that works. When I got into the 300L, I was in sports, and everybody said that's cheating. I said, well, I'm not winning. How could I be cheating?
It's a person you're right, we were talking about earlier. It's the one who buys the most gas.
Yeah.
You get some good coaching.
All right, she's entering on downwind. Got the wing wags. Going to open with the horizontal S, starting with a double roll, now pulling to the 5/8 radius. Outside, snap and a half. So push the stick and press the rudder. Now pull around another 5/8 radius. End of figure. Figure 2, push to the vertical with no rolls on the vertical line. Pitch over to 45 down. Half inside snap. sorry, 3/4 inside snap. There it is, 3/4 roll opposite, pull to the vertical. Cap off. End of figure. Figure 3 is that 1 1/4 spin entry to the double Humpty. 2 of 4 opposite. Pull to the vertical. 3/4 outside snap on the upline. Push half loop to the vertical down. 2 of 8 one way. 1/4 roll opposite, pull out upright and downwind. Figure 4, pull to the vertical for a shark tooth. 2 of 4 roll. Push 45 down. From the 45 line, double inside snap. Momentary stop and then a full aileron roll, same direction. Still in the figure, pull vertical up and then lay out inverted. Headed downwind, as drawn, end of figure 4. Figure 5, pull vertical down, full roll, pull vertical up, 2 of 8, push half loop down, one 1/4 rolls on the down line, exit upright and downwind. Figure 6, pull 45, 4 of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, push vertical, 1/4 roll, hammerhead pivot, one 1/4 outside snaps, pull to horizontal, exit upright and upwind. Figure 7. This one's a hammerhead, pull to the vertical. 2 of 2 on the upline. Now the hammerhead pivot. Full outside snap on the down. Pull out, upright and downwind. Figure 8 is a wheels up tail, sorry, yes, wheels up tail slide. No rolls on the vertical up. Full power, let the airplane back up. Here's the wheels up slide. Pendulum a little bit, that's okay. Half outside snap. Pull out, exit upright, and upwind. Next move is a full roll into a 5/8 loop. From the 45 down, it's a 2 of 2. Push 5/8 loop. 3/4 roll one way. 1 3/4 opposite. End of figure and the roller. 270 roller, 1 to the inside, half to the outside. End of sequence. Britt Lincoln in the extra 330 SC.
Congratulations. That's awesome, Brett. Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
Jesse Mack.
Jesse Mack is up next, flying the same airplane that Luke Penner flew earlier.
He's a protege of Luke, and he is just getting into the competition. He's really a wonderful guy. Flew Bush out there in Canada. He's in engineering to make some more money. He's a flight instructor, helps Luke, and just really passionate.
Nice.
And he's just getting into the.
Well, flying unlimited, that's some
I
protege
know
right
it.
there.
I know it.
Yeah. They decided to put Jesse last in the order of flight, just so there'd be plenty of time for swapping pilots, rearranging the aircraft, letting the engine cool down a little bit, probably refueling.
Well,
Yeah.
when it's hot outside, those airplanes like to vapor lock.
Yeah.
And they want to get as much
A
coolant.
little
as
hard to
possible.
start.
Yeah, a little hard to start. And then the battery, if it's hard to start, then the battery goes down, bada boom, bada bing.
Yep.
One thing leads to another, and then you're all tensed out.
Yep. And you got to put the airplane away till tomorrow.
That's right.
Charge it back up. Yeah.
It's his first nationals, I think.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Into the box. I understand you're going to be doing a warm-up figure.
Cleared in the box, and affirmative. I'm going to go on my figure.
All right, Jesse's reported he will do a warm-up figure.
Call when you're on base for your sequence.
Looks like he's pretty close to altitude, but not yet in position to dive into the box. Kind of on a downwind leg to the box.
This is second nationals.
Second. Okay.
Yep. Started in 2017.
Well, this will be the last pilot of the day. We've really rocketed through the category, I would say. Nobody kept us waiting.
We're on
Pilots
time.
were all ready to go when they said they would be. And nobody was dilly-dallied. Everybody was just eager to get down to it. All right, he's starting safety maneuver now. Just pulling the vertical into that beautiful early fall sky. Three-pole Humpty Bump, it looks like. Okay.
Oh, look at that mare's tail. Isn't that beautiful?
It is. It really just filling in.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Does that mean weather's coming?
Oh, that's mare's tails are fair weather,
Yeah,
aren't they?
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Boy, it looks
high
kind
pressure.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and judging against different skies can be challenging. A pure blue sky, if you look away from the airplane, you lose track
right.
of it. It's hard to find. On the other hand, if there's a cloud background, then the movement of the airplane across the background catches your eye instantly.
Right.
You know? So the judges just deal with whatever conditions are of that day. Here at the Nationals, we're blessed in that we have 3 different places we can put the judges. In the morning, the judges are on the east looking west. They don't have to look into the sun. In the afternoon, we typically switch it to the west, so now the sun is still behind the judges. And if we have a really honking crosswind, we'll change the entire axis of the box and put the judges on the south.
Oh,
And
really?
we'll fly the contestants east to west, but only if there's a really strong east or west wind. Today, our chief judges clearly picked the right wind direction. It was definitely from the south. And here we go, Jesse Mack. Figure 1 is the 2-point roll followed by a double roll, starting higher than most of the other competitors, into a half loop up. 3 of 2, followed by an inside snap and a half opposite direction. From there, you'll push to the vertical. Push to 45 down. 3/4 inside snap. 3/4 aileron roll opposite. Pull vertical again. And cap off. Now he's going to decelerate for the 1 1/4 spin. Okay. There's 1 1/4. Now 2 of 4 opposite. Pull vertical. 3/4 outside snap. Push half loop down. I say push half loop, 2 of vertical down line, 2 of 8 with a 1/4 roll opposite. Pull out exit, upright exit downwind. Next is a tail slide, but first pull the vertical 3 of 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. This is a wheels down slide. There's the aircraft backing up. Long slide. Yep, the longer the slide, the more violent the pitch over. 2 of 2 on the down. Exit upwind and upright. Pull 45, 4 of 8. Push to vertical. Quarter roll. And a hammerhead pivot. On the down line, 1 1/4 outside snap, so you should see the nose go down, and then the snap roll. Exit upright, exit downwind. Now it's going to pull vertical for a hammerhead. 1 1/4 on the upline. Waiting on the hammerhead pivot. Three-quarter outside snap. Pull out, finish upright, and upwind. Figure 7. Full roll. This is the horizontal last. Going to start with a full roll, 5/8 radius. $45 down. 2 of 2. Push 5/8 loop. Looks like a hard push through there. 3/4 roll. 1 3/4 roll opposite direction. And to figure. Now we're going to see a half snap split S. So half snap to inverted and a half loop down. There it is. Now the half loop down. 1 1/2 roll at the bottom to finish inverted, headed downwind. 1 1/2. Figure 9, push vertical. Full roll. Pull half loop to the vertical down. 1 1/4 roll. Pull out. Sorry, pull up, I should say. 2 of 8. Cap off. Upright and upwind, end of figure. Finally, figure 10. It's the rolling turn. 270 turn, 1 to the inside, half to the outside. Judges on these, since we have a little time to chat about it, are looking for a constant rate of roll, a constant rate of turn, and for everything to come out even at the end. Where the aircraft is as it's doing the maneuvers, as it goes through the cardinal points, doesn't matter, because we care about the rate changes. And if the pilot is either ahead or behind, they have to alter the rate to get it to come out even, and that's where the deductions come in. Jesse's finished the roller, he's finished the sequence, we've finished the category.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
That was a great education for me. Thank you for allowing me to be here with you.
Thank you,
I really
sir.
appreciate it, DJ. You know what you're doing, and you know what you're talking about.
Been doing it a little while.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I really enjoyed working with you. Look forward to the next round.
Sure. If you have me back, I love it.
You kidding?
Watching the
you're
big
in
boy
like
and
Flint.
big girls flying. This is good.
All right,
Yeah,
Sean. Next time, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, we want to take a moment to thank MX. They're the sponsor of the unlimited category. We saw MX2 flying earlier. Highly capable performant machine derived out of the Giles G202, upgraded to the 6-cylinder engine. And they have generously supported us here at the unlimited category U.S. Nationals. Signing off for now. Next flight will be tomorrow morning. Tune in again. Thank you and good night.